Hello, everyone, and welcome to this Hong Kong International Special, where we're going to be focusing on the four Group 1s on Sunday at Sha Tin, joined by Shireen. How's it going, Shireen?
Hello guys, how are you? I'm all good. On Sunday, we will have the big meeting for the season. It is the Hong Kong International Race Day. I hope that we will have a good race day because it will be held by a closed door. So no audience, no crowd at the race course. It will be a very special year of the international race meeting. So I hope everything will go well.
And how about you, Marc? Are you looking forward to getting stuck into this card?
Yeah, hopefully there's a different recipe to my UK tipping, but I'm feeling quite confident. Obviously, there's some of our horses running over there. Obviously, we'll find out further in this video. I actually fancy a few, and there's some that I want to oppose. But hopefully, we can get a couple of winners, and obviously, Shireen can mark the card for us as well with you, Chris.
Yeah, hopefully I've managed to put together a little nice portfolio, I think, for Sunday. So yeah, interesting to get stuck into this. So should we get straight into the first race then? Okay, so for the first race we're going to look at is the Longings Hong Kong Vase Group 1, and we'll go to Shireen here first. What do we like here in the first race?
In the Hong Kong Vase this year, there is a small field. There are only 7 horses participating in this race. So I guess the pacing will not be very fast. One important thing is that I will be guessing which horse is the most possible to lead. And I guess the Hong Kong, the horse representing Hong Kong, number 1 Exultant, he will be leading, I guess. But because in this season he had 2 starts, all finished second. So let's see whether he can bounce back. But in this race, I am more confident on the Aidan O'Brien's horse. It is number 7, Mogul. Because the most important thing is that Mogul now is 3-year old, so he will have the weight allowance. He will be only carrying 121 pounds on Sunday. So I think this is a very big advantage for him. Also, he already proved himself is a Group 1 horse. Also, I think the case of Mogul is very likely to Highland Wheel. So we remember that in 2015, Highland Wheel visited Hong Kong for the first time, and then he could win the Hong Kong Vase as the same age of Mogul now, 3-year old, with the weight allowance. Also, I like the pedigree of Mogul. He's the full brother to Japan. So I think he's the son of Galileo. So Sha Tin, the firm ground, must be suitable for him. So my best bet in the Hong Kong Vase is Mogul.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Mogul, I think he's the one to beat. And with that 3-year-old allowance, that's really good. And his form as well from the Grand Prix de Paris was boosted in the Arc de Triomphe at Paris Longchamp. So it looks good. Probably was a little bit unlucky last time in the Breeders' Cup at Keeneland. Thought maybe he was a bit unlucky that day. But yeah, I'd have to side with you there. I like Mogul. Are we aboard with Mogul here, Marc?
I think it's a full house to start with. I really like Mogul here for Aidan O'Brien and Ryan Moore. I would forget about that last run at Keeneland in the Breeders' Cup. I just do think he was hampered at a vital stage. Prior to this, Mogul won impressively at Longchamp and has shown solid UK Group 1 form at York, and the Group Vulture Stakes has not beaten far in the Epsom Derby either. A race in which Serpentine stole from the front, in my opinion. I just think he's a classy sort, and this long stretch at Sha Tin will suit Mogul, and I think he'll outstay his rivals. The odds-on favourite, Excellent, is that point on boards. Obviously, that's definitely one to look out for. Has the course form as well, but I just think Mogul will have his measure on the day, and I think 5-2 is a big price. I think that's good value, and I do think he's going to go shorter on the day. I think he can maybe go off 7-4, 6-4, Mogul.
Yeah, I agree. I think he could maybe shorten up in the betting as we get closer to the race, and who knows, maybe Exultant might drift out a little bit and could be very close in the betting between them. But I do think it is between them two. So yeah, but hoping Team Europe there gets the better of the local horse. But yeah, moving on to the Longings Hong Kong Sprint, a Group 1 over 6 furlongs. Very competitive looking race here, quite a nice field size. I'll come to Shireen here. Who do we like in the sprint?
Generally speaking, in this year's Hong Kong Sprint, the 14 participants, there is only one horse that already is a Group 1 winner. That is the Japanese representative, Tower of London. And at the same time, all the other 13 horses haven't won a Group 1 before. So I think it is a tricky race. Number 1, Classic Legend. He is definitely one to watch. He is the average winner in Australia. And then when he arrived Hong Kong last month, at the beginning, he was not that good. And then he is now getting much more better day by day. So we can see that in these few days during the morning track work, Classic Legend is improving. So I think Gates won this time. If he can have a better position during the race, I think he can show a turn of foot in the final stage, and then I hope he can win under Vincent Ho, the local jockey.
Yeah, he's definitely been an improving sort. I quite liked Hot King Prawn for Jao Moreira and John Size. He finished second in the race last year, and he was a good winner last time out in the Group 2 Jockey Club Sprint. So that's probably where I would be going to there. But who do we like in the sprint, Mark? Who are you drawn to?
I've actually got some form linked in with the one you like. I think Computer Patch can outrun his odds here. I think he's currently 12-1 best price available. Obviously, Shireen just gave us the update that Christoph Sumian won't actually be on board because of COVID-19, and Alex Bedell takes the ride. I wouldn't see that as too much of a negative, but I do think he's a big price. He wasn't able to dictate from the front last time out in the Jockey Club Sprint over course and distance on the 22nd November from draw 1. They produced quick sectional times early on that day, and he stayed on well. He didn't fall away, he's drawn 11 this afternoon, well, on the day, but I believe he can overcome that draw. I'm confident, Chris, that he can reverse the form with Hot King Prawn, so there could be an early match bet between me and you, who I believe got the run of the race last time out under Joe Moreira, and obviously he's on board again. 12-1 looks good each way selection for me, or a place only bet if you're betting out in Hong Kong. I do think the favourite's short enough at even money, and that's one. If I had one to take on, that would probably be at the prices. I think he's a bit short.
Yeah, it looks quite a competitive race, and I don't think you can dismiss any of them lightly. So yeah, going to be an interesting contest there. But yeah, a bit of a difference of opinion there from the panel.
That's what we want, Chris. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Moving on to the Longings Hong Kong Mile Group 1. A very interesting looking race here. European Raider as well, with Romanized for Ken Condon. But who did we like in the mile, Shireen?
In the Hong Kong Mile, I think most of the people will have their eye on Golden 60. Golden 60 is the 4-year-old Triple Crown winner in Hong Kong last season, and when he turned 5-year-old this season, he's still improving. But this time, I'm not that confident on him because he has to face the overseas competitors for the first time. As Chris just mentioned, there are Romanized representing Ireland and Order of Australia representing Ireland as well. So these two horses, I think, is quite strong because they have the class. So in this race, I would have a look at Order of Australia, because last time out he raced over the Breeders' Cup Mile. It was very impressive, although at that time he was a long shot for other people, but he finished quite solid. Because at that time in the Breeders' Cup Mile, he beat Circus of Maximum. I think this form is make me feel quite impressive. So this time racing in Hong Kong, the firm ground I think suit him as well. Also, he also have some race allowance. So I think I will have a look on him because gate 1 is quite ideal. So I hope he can have a better result.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Just want to get your view, Shireen. Do you think Beauty Generation might be able to reverse that form of Golden 60 from when they met last time? Because they were running in the handicap last time, weren't they? And Beauty Generation had to give a little bit of weight away for Golden 60. And now that they have to be off levels, do you think he might be able to reverse that form?
Yes, I'm afraid that he's now a bit old because this season Beauty Generation is 8-year-old. But I really respect his form in previous seasons he was quite good, but obviously in this season there's a bit, I think, quite disappointed, especially when he faced some younger rivals, just like Golden 60. He's not that competitive, but I will respect him, but I don't think that he has a good chance on Sunday.
Right, that's interesting. I just wanted to get your thoughts on that because I thought that was quite an interesting angle in if you wanted to pose Golden 60. Are we with Golden 60 here, Marc, or do you like any of the European challenges?
Yeah, I feel like I'm being a bit negative about all the favourites, but again, I think he's quite short. He's 4-6 currently with UK bookmakers. Actually, quite like Order of Australia. I mean, it's a masterclass ride from our man Pierce Charles, one of the best rides I've seen all season that day, and I think that's predominantly on the draw out wide, but somehow the Frenchman got him over and got him handy earlier on. I mean, this jockey, I think he's probably one of the best riders out there in the world right now. I know you're a big fan, Chris. It's a great piece of jockeyship that day, and I just think from a favourable inside draw barrier, Shy Tenner, I just think you'll be able to talk about it. I know statistics he's 0, but there has been horses that have been placed within that stall, so it's not a massive negative, but then I think this horse could be the one to break that negative. And I just think he's a massive price currently. He's 11-1 best price available for Aidan O'Brien. I just think that the way the race is going to go, I just have a feeling that Order can nick it from the front, because Golden 60 is going to have to come from the back. And if there's anybody that can sort of slow the pace down, it's Pierce Charles Bordeaux, and just steal it from the front. I just think that 10-1's a fantastic each way selection. And just sort of going on to Shireen's comments as well, do you think Golden 60 out of all the short price favourites on Sunday is the most vulnerable, or would you think Classic Legend or Exultant? Which one do you think is the most vulnerable?
I think Classic Legend. I'm most confident on Classic Legend.
Okay.
That's quite interesting. But yeah, going back to Order of Australia, I think he's a really interesting candidate, and I think it's interesting that they've kept Pierre Charles Bordeaux on board, because he really did get a good tune out of a few Ballydoyle horses this year, especially on Mogul as well, where Mogul had been slightly disappointing at the beginning of the year, and then when he rode him in the Grand Prix de Paris, it was a very cool ride by Bordeaux, and he's definitely, in my opinion, one of the best jockeys, if not the best jockey riding in the world anywhere at the moment. I think he's top class. And this horse, Order of Australia, as well, he's quite interesting that he's dropped back to a mile, very similar to a horse of Aidan O'Brien's called Circus Maximus, who won at Chester over a mile and a half. They thought he was going to be a Derby horse, and then on his next start they dropped him to a mile in the St James's Palace Stakes at Royal Ascot, put the blinkers on him, and from then on that was his trip, and he won a couple of Group 1s over there, and he just maybe got a similar profile to Circus Maximus. So Order Australia is a very interesting horse, and I think he would go close. I thought last year's winner, Admire Mars, for me, he would be the way I would look at it. I thought his run last time out in Japan, when he ran behind Gran Allegria in the Mile Championship Grade 1, was actually a nice prep run for this, and he's not to be discounted either, I think. And Ryan Moore is an interesting jockey booking. So yeah, that was the one I was kind of looking at. But yeah, very competitive race, and I think Order Australia is some really interesting candidates. So that's our opinions there. We then end with the Longings Hong Kong Cup, the Group 1 over a mile and a quarter. Again, strong European contingent here with Magical, arguably probably the best horse on the card from what she's achieved in her career. And also as well, the French are sending an interesting one here with Scaletti as well. So a couple of European horses here and some nice Hong Kong local horses. Who do we like in the Hong Kong Cup, Shireen?
Also, the Japanese horses are good as well, including Green Bright, the defending champion of Hong Kong Cup. But in this season, I would like Normcore more. Normcore will be ridden by Zach Brodden on Sunday. Zach Brodden is currently on fire. He is just the winner of the International Jockey Challenge on Wednesday night. So I think in this week, Zach is gonna have a very good performance. after the suspension for 2 meetings. So Normcore will be ridden by Zach. Normcore in this year, when he turned 5-year-old, he can run a longer distance, because before that, Normcore is a miler, but when her age gets older and older, she can handle a longer distance. So in this season, she has quite good results over 10 furlong. So I think this time the distance is very suitable for her. Also, last start, the Queen Elizabeth Cup, it was quite disappointing, but it was a wrong tactic, because she is not good at leading in fast pacing. So I will give her one more time in Hong Kong. So, and also in last season, she participated in the Longings Hong Kong Mile, and she finished 4th. It was not a bad result. So I think she also can handle the Shatting ground well. So I hope she will have a bad results on Sunday.
You must have been reading my homework, Shireen, because I like Normcore too. I thought it was quite strange that she went from the front very early on last time out. But the way she finished in that mile last year, when she finished 4th, and I'm really strongly at the line, I thought that was really eye-catching. And it's good as well that she won a Grade 2 earlier in the season over the trip. And I just think you're right, the trip is going to be key to her. And also as well, getting the mare's allowance, that's another positive. And Zach Purton, like you said, absolutely riding on fire at the moment, and is a very eye-catching jockey booking. Who did you like here, Mark? Were we siding with Magical, or would we be against her?
Yeah, I actually want to be against Magical. I just think had a hard season. I think that the race against Gaiath is just taken over, especially Lippers down in York. Don't think the horse has been the same since. I'm quite keen on doing on premium. William Buick takes a ride for my final selection. I mean, been running prominently in Japan, Tokyo, for Mutsa Nakishida. I don't know how good that pronunciation was, but his 5-year-old is again running against some top performers, most notably Almond Eye at Tokyo, and obviously William Haggis's Adayeb in the Group 1 Elizabeth Stakes at Ranwig. Obviously Adayeb is, since recording another Group 1 win last time out in the Champion Stakes at Ascot, so that form's pretty solid, wasn't far behind them. Doing premiums, I mean, often the bridesmaid, but I just think this is a real opportunity for him, because I would want to be against, I think I'm being very negative here, but I want to be against Magical and Furore at the top of the betting. And I just think this is a fantastic opportunity for Dunoon Premium. Definitely want to be against Magical. Had a hard season. I think too short in the betting at the moment. I think he's currently 15-8. Very short in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. Magical, I think she's had quite a hard season now. And I think this could be potentially her last ever race before she goes to the breeding sheds. But she's been a great mare for connections, and probably the highlight of the season was beating Gaiath. But I think she'll run a good race still. She's probably, like I said, in my opinion, anyway, the classiest horse on the show here. And she never runs a bad race. So I could see her finishing in the frame, but she might just be vulnerable to one or two that might just be a little bit more pressure on the day. So, I can definitely see why you would oppose her. So, that's it for this preview of the 4 Group 1 international races. Variance of opinion in all of the main races there. If I had to go for your best bet in those 4 races, start with Shireen first. Who's your best bet on Sunday?
My best bet on Sunday will be Classic Legend in the Hong Kong Spring, because I think that gate 1 is quite an ideal gate for him, and he is having a good preparation recently.
And how about you, Mark? Where would your money be going if you had to have one bet on the card?
I think we need to stick with our home routes, and to be honest, I'm all over Order of Australia at 11-1 best price available. With the Frenchman on board, Pierre-Charles Bordeaux, I just think that the race is set up perfectly with the favourite. It's could find trouble, needs to come from the back. I just think he can set the sectionals early on and just nick it from the front. I just think Order of Australia is a massive price in the Hong Kong Mile.
Yeah, I'm going to go for Mogul. I'm going to be boring, unoriginal, but I just think Mogul, hopefully he'll stay in training next year, and he could definitely be a force in some of the major European races, and he does have a familiarity, I think, with Highland Rails. So Mogul would be...
Could be a nice treble, Chris. Could be a nice treble.
Could be a nice treble, but probably I'll let the side down. I always do. But yeah, that's it. So thanks for watching, and hopefully you can have some winners on Sunday on what looks to be a cracking card.